Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. This is your host Tony Cañas, switching to my radio voice, and today I have with me Nebra Barr, CEO and founder at OnboardXi. I believe that I got the pronunciation of everything right.
I think you did. You did a great job. Hey, by the
Awesome.
way, fun fact, Tony, do you know what OnboardXi is short for? You know what it stands for?
No idea.
Okay. Onboarding Experience Improvement.
Oh, okay.
Ah, so
Perfect,
there's a
perfect, perfect.
reason, there's a meaning. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. So Nedra, thank you for joining me today. We are recording on May 16th at about 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. your time, and you are, according to LinkedIn, in Overland Park, Kansas. So that's just outside of Kansas City, right?
It is. I live in Overland Park, Kansas, but my company is in Fort Scott, Kansas. And Fort Scott
Okay.
is just an hour door to door straight south from my home office door to my office door in Fort Scott. I put the company down there because that's a small rural farming community
Okay.
and they lost their hospital about 8 years ago. And this is my hometown. And one of my partners also lives in this community. So we want to do something while we're doing well and doing good for the industry. We want to do something really good for the community and provide good paying
Awesome.
jobs, good benefits, and hopefully help them get a hospital back.
Awesome. That I love that. That's fantastic. So um, it's May in Kansas, so it's
Yeah.
probably like the 1 week of nice weather that you get this year,
Hmm.
kind of thing.
I wish
Like
that I
weather's
wish
probably.
that were true. I wish that were true. It's been raining all week. I mean, last week it was
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
92
that.
degrees, 92 degrees, and now today here I am in a sweater, freezing to death. So, it's Kansas. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. It'll be different.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
went to school at Iowa State twice,
Oh,
undergrad and
yeah.
then MBA. Lived in
Yep.
Des Moines for well, in Iowa for 10 years total. And my little brother is starting school in the fall in a couple of months at University of Kansas in Lawrence. Uh,
Oh, great
so
school.
so so yeah, great school, and he's very excited, and I'm very excited to go visit. I have not visited that campus, but I will keep in mind the weather advice. I will definitely let him know that.
Yes. So
Um,
eat some barbecue when you're here and go
okay,
watch some KU basketball, and you'll be a happy guy.
okay, so it's more a basketball school than a football school.
Well, last year they did great. So, I mean, we're kind of picking it up. We're on an upward trend here, and
Okay,
hopefully our football gets going. But that basketball team is they're just fun to watch. Amazing.
okay, I will
Yeah,
definitely let him know to check out the basketball and have some barbecue. Fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we always give the guest the chance to give the elevator pitch. What is Onboard XI?
Thanks for asking. OnboardXi is a new type of company. We're modernizing, standardizing, and digitizing the client onboarding solution for the life insurance industry. Individual life insurance, life annuities, long-term care, disability, critical illness, hospital indemnity, products that a typical life insurance company would offer out, for distribution. So we're unique because we're not just an e-app. There's a lot of e-apps out there, and we do a lot more than that. We're straight through processing. We are true straight through processing, something that this industry kind of said that never happened, right? And yet it has. The technology now is caught up, and now we can do that. So we can implement a product one time, and then deliver it out to the masses, for any distribution group, whether that be your online channel, your bank, your brokerage, your career or captive channel, any of that. Wherever you're selling your products, we can distribute that product out there for you. Have a lower cost of ownership and quite a great advancement and enhancement to the life insurance industry. We're excited to be putting it out.
Okay, okay. So I'm a PLC guy. Uh, I
Yeah,
know just about I know just about enough about life to be dangerous, maybe a little bit less than that.
yeah.
So actually, like fun fact, I was actually life licensed in Iowa. One of the very
Oh,
large carriers recruited me. I was working in transportation, and they recruited me to sell life. They paid for my license, and my plan was to sell life part time and then move over to full time
yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
and I sold exactly nothing at all,
Oh,
zero. So apparently I'm not made for the life sales piece. Selling life is hard, for sure. And then I ended up going into PNC later, never the sales side. And I got all my designations, and then CLU is the one that finally did me in. After passing 26 tests in a row, the second test for CLU, I was on a Saturday in California with my girlfriend who's also in insurance. We were both studying at a Starbucks for CLU, and then it hit me, and I was like, "What are you doing with your life?" And I kind of like threw the book away, and I moved on with my life, and I'm a PNC guy forever, never looking at it again. So anyway, so I know enough about life to be dangerous. So let's kind of dig into kind of the okay. So a new type of company, modernizing, standardizing, and digitizing client onboarding for
yeah,
life. Okay. So
yeah,
client onboarding. What
yeah.
what
What is it?
exactly is client onboarding, and why has traditional life insurance not done client onboarding well?
Yeah, so client onboarding or customer onboarding or app processing, on order taking. I mean, there's many different names for this, right? But at the core of it, what is it really? It's quoting and application processing. It's take data collection, taking that application data. It is capturing it in the right way. It's being able to send that data through to the back end company and send the data or the forms, right? So some companies today, they only want the data. Some companies want the data and the forms, whatever they want we will be able to provide. So it encompasses that part. That's kind of the order entry part and the submission. E-sign it, submit it. Now, in our solution, also, we're going to have some collaboration in there because we want agents to be able to collaborate with their applicants. So I'm an agent. I'm on the phone. I'm selling you a life insurance policy. We're just like on Zoom, just like we are right here. And I say, hey, I just sent you a login to this application, and you get right on. You get in your email, get that log in, and I say, would you answer these questions right here for me? Oh, sure. Yeah, and then you click on the answers, okay? So we're collaborating more and providing more ways to really kind of get the agents and the customers together, get these applications filled out faster and better. We're really trying to make that happen. Then
Okay.
what we do,
Hmm.
once that application is submitted, we run it through the underwriting solution and the underwriting process. So we implement the underwriting rules, the business rules, the validations, all the data collection, everything. All those rules are processed via the insurance company's rules. So nothing here, we're not changing anything about how a company is unique or what is their secret sauce. But we process all business straight through. So once you hit submit, from our system, it goes right into our workflows and it processes that business. It pulls additional third-party data sets that are needed in life insurance. Like maybe they want an APS from your doctor, an attending physician statement. Maybe they want a background check. Maybe they're going to check your driving record because they have a feeling that you get a lot of speeding tickets, right? So they're going to do some pre-underwriting on you and pull that up. And then once we have all that data, the application data and the third-party data packaged, we put all that data together and then we hit submit and we send that right on into the underwriting solution to be underwritten. Okay, so we
Okay.
make the ingestion into underwriting clean, very clean. Okay.
Okay. So the straight through processing piece. So in PNC, if we can get to like 70-80% straight through processing, we're doing very well. So
Yeah.
over on the live side, let's say 5 years ago, what was a good straight through processing, and what is it like now using OnboardXi?
Yeah. So, PNC is a whole different market and a whole other world. And I do understand what you're saying because that's where I got my start. When I was 17, I got my licenses, and the state of Kansas said, hey, congratulations, but you're not 18. You can't have those licenses. You're too young, right? They did. They kind of smacked me on the hand and said, good job, but no way, right? So then when I turned 18, I got those licenses, went across the street, and quickly became, very successful number one agent, and then number one agent with many other companies that I've worked with, and number two sales manager with New York Life, and so I've had a great selling career, right, before I took that step into technology. And in 2000, that's when I took that step, and I took that right into technology. But my whole start was in PNC. And then as I kind of moved to Kansas City in 1987, I kind of went with a company called BMA, and they were a life insurance company. And I really hadn't sold a lot of life insurance prior to that. And I'll be honest with you, they didn't want to hire me. It was 1987. I was a 26-year-old kid, going through a divorce with two little kids and no natural market. And, in life insurance, they just don't hire you. They don't hire an agent that has no natural market, right? So I just said, it doesn't matter. Just take a chance. You'll be fine. I'll be fine. And quickly, I mean, very quickly, became the number one agent in that company out of
How?
3,500 agents. How? I sold anybody and everybody that would talk to me. If you would talk to me, we talked about life insurance. I cold called. I was walking into every business that I could find, every small mom and pop shop, talking about their life insurance, their health insurance, their group insurance, their 401ks, their IRAs, anything you wanted to talk about, we were going to talk about it. And that's kind of how it all kind of played out. And I did do some mass email marketing, or not email at the time, mass marketing. It was a postcard kind of marketing, and some different styles of that kind of go to market plans. But yeah, really, it was just outworking everybody is what it was, until I felt like I had enough of a market. I just outworked everybody. And that's kind of what I did. So then in 2000, I went with SunGuard and started actually developing solutions and selling them. But the PNC side, coming back to your question, the PNC side is just so different. And the PNC side has really achieved straight through processing. They really have. They've done a good job. And those products, in some cases, in the retail PNC, like personal home, personal car, umbrellas, things of that nature, those business lines are fairly easy to take straight through, right? The commercial side is a whole different animal. So there's quite a bit there, and other people are taking on those areas of straight through processing. So we're going to stay and focus on the area that we know is the one that really needs the most help right now, which is life insurance. And there's a lot of low hanging fruit and a lot of help there that we can provide that will really change the industry.
So what's best in class for straight through in life right now?
So life insurance, what they call straight through really isn't straight through. It's order entry. There's order entry submission solutions, right? And these order entry solutions are great. I mean, they're good solutions. They take applications, you hit submit, it sends it on to the carrier. Then the carrier has to run it through they have to ingest it. And that's a huge process, right? When you're ingesting applications from banks and broker dealers and career and captive groups and brokerages and you name it, all applications are going to come in so many different ways. And then they run them through their workflows. And then they pull their third-party data set, send it on into underwriting and claims. They do all that. But what they're having to do is they're having to put these products on multiple systems. So they may have anywhere from 3, I don't know, up to 15 different order entry systems at an insurance company. Sometimes they're by line of business. My disability insurance is on one order entry solution. My life insurance is on another. My annuities are on another. So you've got many different systems, applications coming in many different ways. All this messiness, all this messy in the middle stuff, right? It gets so messy from the point you hit submit to the point they issue you a policy is a mess. It's very messy. So cleaning all of this up and making the connection from the submission to the underwriting and to not the underwriting, but to the workflows, and having all of that happen automatically in the workflows just changes the game. Again, putting a product up one time and delivering it to the masses. So no matter how you're delivering it, you're putting it up one time. The cost will be significantly less with low code, no code type solutions. And that's really where the industry had to get to really achieve this for the life insurance industry. We're there. Time to do something about it.
Okay. So uh, what is the what is the integration like? So when a client does a demo and they love what you're doing, what does it look like to actually bring this on and use it with my systems?
Yeah. So whether a company says we're going to put 1 or 2 products on the system with you, or we're going to put them all, okay, whatever products they say, we're going to put them all. We're going to scope that. What does that look like? How do you sell your products? Where do you sell them through? And then what does your workflows look like? Okay. So we take all of that, into consideration. We configure it all. We make sure that it's working standardly and great for you, exactly the way you want it to be processed. We test it. We go through all those rigorous testing processes. And once you say, yeah, this is fantastic, then we turn it on and put it live in production and distribute it out to the distribution groups that you have chosen to distribute it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it priced? What's the revenue model?
Well, that's interesting because right now we're changing the game on this pricing too. We're working through our pricing model right now, and gosh, if there's any listeners out there that would love to have feedback on this, I'd sure welcome that. But what we think we're going to do, we understand that companies feel like they're priced to death. We get that, right? I mean, you pay on the front end, you pay on the back end, you pay in the middle, and you pay more in the middle, and you pay just all the time, right? You're just an open checkbook, and we do think that technology could be better than that. We do. We really believe that. So what we're going to do is come up with a standard fee to put a product on. If it's a life product, it costs you X. If it is an annuity product, it costs you Y. Okay. So by product line, by complexity of product, we'll put those products in the riders on, and there'll be a one-time fee to put that product on. Then instead of charging at the agent level and at the back end and all of this, we're thinking about having one standard tiered pricing. So if your company is a small company and they're in this tier, here's where they fall. If they bump up because they're doing a lot more business, they run up into this tier, then they bump up, right? So we're looking at some unique ways that will stop this nickeling and diming, or the perception of the nickeling and diming, right? One of our missions is to save insurance companies money. Low code can do that. Low code, no code can do that. And we want to help prove that out for insurance companies, and we want to show them the value of it.
Perfect, perfect. Uh, so you did sales within insurance for a long time, and then you ran sales for life
Yeah,
insurance for,
yeah,
for, for a good while.
yeah.
And then, like, how did you realize that this was needed?
Okay, so I was in 2016, I was selling in the wealth management space. And I had just come back from an injury where I broke my neck and back. And I know you can't
Oh,
tell it today. I'm all good today, but yeah, had a bad accident. So
yeah,
was
that's
out
bad.
for yeah, not so much fun. I had just verbally accepted a position to be a CEO of a tech company. And boy, then I had this accident and that ended that. So had a few years that I didn't work, had to get all healed up and have some surgeries. But then I came back strong, and I went to work for a company in the wealth management space that was client onboarding in the wealth management. Now, client onboarding and wealth management, those are sister industries. They act a lot alike. And in fact, wealth management firms sell life insurance, right? And they sell a heck of a lot of annuities. That's where annuities are actually really sold. So I kind of was looking at all this and then doing a lot of research saying, what is in the insurance market like this? And how is insurance different, and what is additional needed to really make that work in insurance? And so I did all that, and I scoped it all out, and my team, we all kind of scoped it all out together. And then we were like, wait a minute, if you really though could really, how would you change the industry? What would you do that would be transformational, where everybody would say, "Oh my God, it's the best thing ever." It's sliced bread again, right? And we kind of came up and said, well, companies are sick and tired of paying all the back end. They're tired of paying for multiple systems. They're just tired of it because the maintenance and the support of that is so expensive. So how do we fix that? That's how we came up with it. We just put our heads together, dug in, and said, we got to fix this. And then we were doing a ton of research along the way, but then we started doing more research actually with even people in the industry, and finding that this is not a small problem. This is a huge problem. So, yeah, that's kind of how it all happened.
Okay, I'm a big fan of insurtechs that came because somebody from insurance
Yeah,
identified a problem and went to solve it, rather than the other way around, which we had a lot of at the beginning of insurtech, which was
yeah,
somebody with a fun tech toy coming to insurance and being like, "Where can I apply this here?" Right, and many times missed the mark because they didn't understand the problem. So big fan of insurance people that have gone on to create insurtechs, and there's more and more nowadays.
there are.
Uh, so
Jeff, Jeff Goldberg from this podium at the InsurTech Hartford meeting, he actually spoke of that. I don't know if you were able to hear that, but he did.
I
He
don't
spoke
think
of it.
so.
If you look down Startup Row, and I'm going to paraphrase his comments, but I thought they were so fitting. He said, if you look down Startup Row, in the past, it used to be people that had cool technologies, just like you said, that wanted to fit into insurance. And now, if you look down Startup Row, it's the people that have the graying hair, right? It's the wisdom, the people that are coming back who said, gosh, I know how to fix this. There's a huge issue, a huge problem. I know how to fix it. I've got a team that is experts that knows how to do this. Let's put it together. Let's get it together and let's make it happen. And
We
that's
have
who we are.
matured, and
Yeah,
that's a
yes.
good thing for
Yeah, yeah.
for the whole ecosystem. That's a good
It
thing.
is. It
Um,
is.
eh, uh, so according to your LinkedIn, you've been with OnboardXi only for the last like 3 years or so. So you guys are very much
Yeah,
still kind of getting going, building.
we are.
Uh, any great client success stories, and you can share names if you want to. You don't have to share them if you
Okay,
can't.
sure. So right now we're launching in July. That's when we're going to put our big solution out.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been really in the making. We have a great pipeline that we're already building. Companies that just said when this is ready, we want to see it. And so we're building pipeline now. We're finalizing our pricing and the pricing model. We're going to test that out in the market because we know that there's a way that the industry wants to pay, and we've got to figure that out with them. And and do something that's, like I said, transformational. So that's kind of where we are with it. We're not quite there, but we're getting very close, and this is the right time to be doing pre-launch and launch activities.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, so we are recording on May 16th, kind of right in the center of the spring conference calendar.
Yeah.
There are still a few left. Where might a potential client find you guys when it comes to conferences? Will you be at Insurance Alta World Boston, or will you be at InsurTech Insights in New York, or any other conference over the next few weeks?
So sadly, I have conflicts and I can't be at those two that you mentioned, but we will be at OnRamp Insurance, and I'll be speaking there and pitching the company. And then,
Awesome.
and then we'll be at ITC. We'll be there in Vegas in October.
And that will
Maybe,
be post
maybe,
launch.
maybe even speaking. Maybe we're working on that. Maybe,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Fantastic.
So,
Uh,
yeah,
Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, this has been great. Look forward to have you guys back in a year or two once you are fully deployed
yeah.
with some clients. Very cool stuff. And looking forward to see you guys at ITC. Happens to follow in Halloween week this year. So should be double fun.
It should
Uh,
does.
when,
Right.
when this goes live, I will tag both you and the company on LinkedIn. A real
Great.
pleasure to have you today. Thank you so
Well,
much
thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much, Tony. I'm
My
so
pleasure.
grateful, and it's our pleasure. I mean, thank you for having us, and we're looking forward to your success and to ours too. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.